Wild on the rise of the Black Mogul. I'm back, your host, Timothy McBride, the Black Mogul. Greetings and peace to all of my viewers out there across all social media platforms. You know, I got a special one today. I got someone that's a fixture in the DallasWood universe. I know him as Joey Av in my movie, DallasWood, but the world knows him as Joeyflowsa. What's up, my G?
My man. Great to be here, man.
Man, I finally got you here, bro.
Yeah, man.
It's been long overdue, man.
Really excited. Of course, obviously yesterday was Christmas, so, Merry Christmas to all of y'all.
Absolutely.
And, getting in from the fam. And, you got my man, Tim McBee. He's grinding on stuff. Like, no. There's no falling.
No days off, man.
Yeah, no falling in and watching
man.
the football game, man. This man is grinding on stuff. And that really kind of got me going.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Got me excited, man. I woke up extra early this morning.
Me too, bro.
Right?
Me too.
Just kind of killing time to make my way down to the studio, man. But I'm really glad to be here, man. Thanks a lot for having me.
You're welcome, bro. You're welcome. So, Joey, let's get into it, man. Tell the viewers who you are, what it is that you do, and one word that describes you.
Okay. That's a good one. Well, there's not a whole lot to it, man. I'm a lifelong hip-hop fan.
Mm.
And, I've been writing rhymes just purely out of love.
Yeah.
Purely out of love. And it spans a lot of different styles and stuff. And, I did some acting when I was younger. Like when I was 15, I was in a Dillard's commercial, but I didn't catch the acting bug.
Yeah.
I was in that commercial, pop locking.
Yeah.
Breakdancing and all that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah.
And I really liked it, made a good amount of money to do that commercial, when you're 15, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it was really cool to, obviously, pick up a couple grand, for about an hour and a half worth of work. But I didn't really catch the acting bug. I'm just like, cool, now I got this money. So, when I went to the skating rink, I had fly clothes. Everybody's like, oh, yeah, man, we saw your commercial.
You had the drip.
But I was just really into hip-hop at that time. And then really it kind of just transferred over from that aspect of hip-hop, from the pop locking and stuff, into rhymes. Either you're going to be an MC or you're going to be a DJ. Mm-hmm. Well, for me, I chose to be an MC. And it kind of, I got into football for a long time in my life. I'm a former Division III college football coach. Won some games, didn't win enough, so that didn't work out. And that was really along with MCing, writing rhymes. Football is really my passion. Mm-hmm. Started to work on some acting just out of suggestion from a mutual friend.
Okay.
And a couple of years ago, former friend, let me be clear on that.
All right.
A couple of years ago, right?
A few of those too.
I'm sorry, man. I'm going to shoot straight on that.
Come on, let's do it.
It's not static, but I'm sorry.
It is what it is,
Hey,
right?
it is what it is.
Yep.
And I met Mr. McBride a couple years ago on the set. And we just clicked instantly.
Oh, you know what? Joey, let's get into that a little bit.
There was a scene.
That perfect match, right?
Yeah, perfect match. Well, there was a scene, but we're at the craps table.
Yep.
Right.
Shooting the dice.
We just happened to be standing next to each other.
Yeah.
So we did a little interaction and stuff. And I had a few lines in that one. And me and Tim became friends because, if people don't understand the way that, shooting a project, a film, a short film, this was going to be either a movie or a series. Mm-hmm. It ended up not getting made. That you spent a lot of time waiting. Mm-hmm. We were on that set waiting.
Yeah.
I'm sweating like a pig. It's summertime, right? Yeah. I'm fully suited.
Me too,
place was hot. Tim had a three-piece, so he was suited, and so you kind of develop a bond, and we developed a friendship behind that. And really, it's kind of the best kind of friendship because we met in a work environment.
Yeah, man.
It's so interesting. When you meet someone in a work environment, you have these parameters, and you've got to show up and perform.
And we went through the same adversity with that particular production, too.
Exactly.
Right?
And so when you have a friend that you just knew from the neighborhood, it's a little different then you meet somebody in a work environment and become friends. It's almost better because you're all about the work.
Right.
And you're all about, you can count on that person to meet deadlines, to do what they need to do.
Yeah.
There's less effing around. You're more liable to accept some of the shortcomings of a friend that you knew from the hood. Hey, man, he's always late. You just knew it was like that.
Yeah.
No big deal. But like with me and Tim, our friendship, like so many work friendships it became really professional. So it's kind of built around that. That's why I mentioned that, Tim was working yesterday on Christmas, y'all.
Yeah.
Grinding on this, man. He spent a lot of time on it.
And I'm going to say this real quick. The professional aspect of this industry, and remember, everybody, this podcast, right, is based on helping new up-and-coming actors and actresses in the DallasWood acting culture, right? So professionalism in this game is paramount, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely.
I mean, when you think about, when your name walks in the room before you do, right? What are people going to say about you? Are they going to say you're always late? You're never on time. You don't know your lines.
Difficult to work with.
Right? You don't come camera ready, right? So those are some of the things you got to think about as a young actor and actress, right? So when Joey and I were on the set of that project, right, we were there to work.
Absolutely.
Right? We wasn't playing no games. It's like we ain't playing no games now.
And we've been on a few sets, and it's always been like that.
Correct.
Okay,
Correct.
A few different sets, and it's always been like that. I can remember we showed up at one, and I stayed in character for like 5 hours.
Man.
Right?
I thought you were going to hyperventilate, bro.
I stayed in character for 5 hours. I was locked in, right? Yeah. And I didn't have any lines or anything. Tim did. He stayed in character, but he kind of relaxed and moved around a little bit. But we all kind of huddled up over there. Yeah. The guys that were in that scene, Tim, myself, and the other two cats that were in that scene, kind of the hit squad.
Yeah.
Not the hit squad, but kind of the
security
SEAL
detail.
Team 6 kind of setup.
Detail,
not quite as intense, but we were armed. There's a lot of waiting that goes on. And so I found in speaking to Tim that Tim's involved in a lot of projects. Me personally, again, out of work football coach, I am attached to a couple of projects. Both Tim is involved in. One is his, one is mine. We can get into that down the road. They're kind of tied into each other loosely with the characters. For me, today, and what I'm pushing right now, obviously is my first single, which took me a long time to write, man. I'm older now, man. I had to grind on that thing for a while. But I think the process itself was just an absolute blast. And so now it's putting myself out there, putting the song out there that's really just kind of an homage to the rap game itself, just to see if I could do something competent.
Now, don't give him too much too early. Now.
No. But it's more about and what we're doing in our tie-in in the video and with DallasWood that's coming out and the project that I have coming out afterwards that'll be tied into DallasWood a little bit, at least with a few character lines and so forth.
I got you.
Right? So, again, we talked about the waiting. These projects, I believe your project's not going to come out till next year, and then mine will come out later in the year after that. So it's a lot of waiting. But you're working while you're waiting, though.
The only thing that's stopping my project right now is that long green cash.
You can always use more. I'll tell you what.
My script, Joey, speaking of my DallasWood, right? My script is written, right? I literally got 13 episodes.
And that's only... believe it or not,
that's season one.
This dialogue that's only a small part of the production in its entirety.
Yeah.
There's so many moving parts.
Yeah.
Right.
And just like, and with me, it's just, we had Joe, we shot some scenes last summer, right? And we had a guy that was our director of photography, and he didn't pan out. Right? You saw the footage, right? The filters, he didn't use the right filters. It was a blue, sunny day. But it looked like it was cloudy.
I mean, you're just trying to get it done.
I'm just trying to get the right person.
You don't know who you're working with.
Right.
You're like, the person's available. You're like, okay, we'll give you a shot. And then you kind of maybe start to see a few hints early on. Yeah. And then you pull back and look at it and say, okay, I'm back at square one on that.
And again, to the young actor, actress, the film writer, script writer, those are some of the pitfalls you go through in this game, right? Because a lot of people will, they will hype themselves up like they can do this and do that, and they're really fugazi, right? And Joey, I ain't lying, right? They're really fugazi.
No, not at all. Some people do things, and for those who do not know, man, a fugazi is a fake. It's a phony. Okay?
You hear the Italian accent in it, right?
And you're right. That there's really no other way to put it. You can't explain, some of the mishaps and so forth and the unprofessionalism that happens along the way. And it really boils down to working with a lot of people that you don't know. Now, Tim and I have talked openly about changing that.
Yeah.
But again, you have so many moving parts that you're working with. I guarantee you, okay, it took Tim a long time to write that script. Okay? The things that are done in any production, if people knew the time and effort, the reshoots, okay, like for instance, we did that one scene where we come in and I'm tip of the spear, first guy with the gun, and it's 100 degrees at night, okay, because it's Texas.
It was hot.
Right? And we kept reshooting that scene, and I got the heavy gear and the heavy gun, and I'm old and not in the best cardio shape. And we kept running up and down, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Of course, not Tim. Tim used to walk in last.
Yeah, I was the G. I was the G.
But still, we're shooting that scene and aspects of that scene, which our part may have been 20, 25 seconds. Took us 5 hours to shoot that sumbitch, to get ready, to get in position, and then we shoot it again. Oh, man, I don't like that. I want to shoot it again, which is cool. You got to respect people's process in terms of, the cameraman, the videographer, what he wants, what he's trying to get out of it. And he's got to do it again and do it again, do it again. No matter if you, as the performer, feels like, well, that was good. That's cut. Nah, man. Take your ass back downstairs.
It's the vision for the guy behind the camera,
and run your
and the guy
ass
writing
back up
it,
the stairs again.
The director,
and so there's just so many moving parts that go into it, especially when you're doing it kind of like the way that we're doing, and we're trying to hustle from the ground up and fund it ourselves. I mean, you can spend time going out looking for funding, and you can say, you know what, I'll fund it myself. Both are difficult, and both are essential.
Good stuff, Joey.
Okay,
good stuff.
The money is essential.
Good stuff. Drop some gems right there. So, Joey, let's do this. Let's get into some of your personal life here. So, I understand you're from the bottom of the map, from the bottom of the state, right? They call it
easy.
They call it H-Town, right?
Easy. I know we're in Dallas.
Right.
Well, yeah, I'm from Houston, or as we call it, Houston. Down on the block. I guess.
So, being from there, how did that shape you?
Well, I'm originally from Houston. I came up in Dallas, but I did spend some time back east in Philly, and I spent some time out west, out there in that Los Angeles, as we say in Texas. And it really is central to my life in terms of the influences. So I'm a young kid, I'm a kid in Texas, and I'm Italian, right? And I'm dark-skinned, right? I'm also Irish, but certain people want to know why you are so dark-skinned, okay? And so it's like, I didn't think anything about it. I'm 8, 9, 10, all this shit going through it at the time. I didn't think anything about it, but it's like, oh, I'm Italian, right? And I didn't even think anything about being Italian when I was a kid until I saw this movie. Actually, 2 of them, actually. Rocky, obviously.
Okay.
But The Wanderers The Wanderers is a story about an Italian gang in New York, and they have static with the black gang in New York, and they settle it the best way possible with a football game.
Okay.
Right? It's an awesome movie. So I'm searching for my identity, right? Like I said, I'm a dark-skinned kid, but I'm not Hispanic. All right. I found out I was Italian, and that was it.
Right.
That was it. I was like, okay, I'm Italian. Being Italian's cool. And so, yeah, man, I watched a lot of those guys back east, a lot of my Italian relatives, the mannerisms, the dress, the brims, the gear, the way they are, the way they walk, the attitude and stuff, man. And I was just taken with it. You're a little kid, only child, right? And so, you're left to your own devices in terms of your imagination. And everybody, or a lot of us want to be cool. We want to be recognized. We want to be liked, loved, feared, respected, whatever, right? Well, I really got into my Italian heritage and really also my Irish heritage too, just in terms of dress. You know what I'm saying? I always like to say I've got 4 styles of dress. All right.
What's that, Joe?
Today, this is Irish hoodlum.
Okay.
I've also got, when I do the prairie shirts.
Like you from Boston where you park the car in the yard.
Yeah, that's the Italian tomato farmer.
Okay.
And then I've got, of course, something similar to what Mr. McBride has on today, a suit with the jet black hair, slick back, mafia boss. Yeah. And then, of course, there's the other one, white guy who likes rap.
Okay.
That's also my style of dress. All this stuff was formulated, back east. Yeah. And then, of course, hip-hop took over everywhere. It became non-regional.
No doubt.
Way back in the days, man, it was this New York thing. Then it was like, okay, then L.A. started winning and breaking through, and the West Coast
then
exploded.
Atlanta.
Then you got the Midwest and Nelly, and then you got the Dirty South. You had the Midwest, you had Nelly, you got all the Detroit cats, as you know. You got the Chicago cats doing their thing.
Louisiana, shout out to the boot, too. We ain't forgot about Louisiana.
Oh, man. Oh, my God. That's when the Dirty South stuff took off.
Man.
First it was Scarface and them with the Ghetto Boys, and then, boy, those Louisiana boys, Cash Money and them boys, man, they exploded. Like, I still run around saying, you heard me?
Right. Nah, I ain't.
Bowdy.
Right.
Man, like that stuff.
Rowdy.
Yeah, man, that stuff had a tremendous influence on me. All of that stuff did.
Yeah.
And rap
You know what, Jay? Joey? I think it got us all, man. Because, I'm up in Detroit, right, Michigan. But I would come down to Louisiana to see my grandmother every summer since 1973, right?
Nice.
So just music in general down here, I think had an influence on everybody. But when No Limit came out, when Cash Money came out, I'm in college at that time, 92, 93, right? So we trying to get our roll on. We trying to... all that stuff, man. Right, make them say. Right?
I still say that. I like that one, too.
Right now, man. And that Versus was dope, wasn't it?
Man, no doubt about it. The incredible influence of all these styles and all of our lives, and everything kind of colloquializes and paints a picture in our own timeline, and boom, here we are now. Right? So, that all of that stuff, everything that you said and what you talked about, like that stuff shaped me and defined me. So now, here I am, this Italian-Irish American kid that's really into rap and football and acting and gangster movies and all this kind of stuff, man. And, again, just trying to, as you are, trying to play that entertainment lottery. Okay, which is a lottery that you have a little bit more control in than just buying a ticket. But it's still a lottery nonetheless, just because it's so super competitive. It's so hyper-competitive. It takes so much money and so much time, which is, your most valuable resource. Once you lose it, you can't get it back. And so you have to make the most of it. People don't realize, man, that these actors and people associated with the project, hey, man, your monkey ass shows up 4 a.m. and you're done when the sun goes down.
Right.
I mean, these are 16-hour days. Hey, man, we got to make hay while the sun's out, literally, for some shoots. Then you do your night shoots at that maybe same day. So, you may be looking at a 16, 20-hour day. And the bulk of that is waiting. The bulk of it is sitting around, and you can't leave the set. You can't. It can't be, hey, I'm going to go over here and hang out. No. You need to be hey, it's your scene, and a lot of times they're not going to, because of their constraints, they're not going to tell you when your scene is. You're not going to be able to pull up 5 minutes before, do your scene,
and then dip.
Right. You're going to show up when it starts. We may change the order of shooting. When we need you, you need to be there. So you're waiting. Right now, a couple of the sets, pretty much all the sets that we've been on, they do the waiting good with style.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, we hang out and chop it up. Maybe imbibe a little, a drink or two here, drink or two there. Maybe not my man Tim anymore, but puff a little herb. Maybe make the wait better, but it's still a wait. It's still work.
Still a hurry up and wait.
It is still work.
Now, JC, I want to back up a second. You mentioned the hyper competitiveness of the game, right? And a lot of times with that hyper competitiveness, it turns into jealousy and envy. So for that up and coming actor and actress out there, right? What advice would you give them to handle jealousy and envy in this acting industry?
Well, so here's the thing. I can't speak to it in terms of acting because I'm so young in my career and just starting out. But let me tell you what, I can speak to it in life.
Let's go.
Okay?
Yeah.
And the way to handle it in life or really in any situation, and I have been around people that deal with it, and it consumes them. My ex-fiance just had issues with people at work, things getting personal, backstabbing and all that stuff, and she wants to be liked. And I told her one thing, and I would say this to anybody: focus on business. Keep it on business. Don't let feelings enter into it. Snide comments, looks, and all that stuff, blow all that shit off. Forget about it. Let them think what they want. Stick to business. Any of these people that you have to deal with, that you're working with, that are in that industry or any industry, people a lot of times naturally have hate, jealousy, whatever, because an individual projects that their life is just going super well and that there are no problems, which we all know that's just a facade. Everybody has problems.
Everybody got them, yep.
The main thing that you can do is focus on the task at hand. Keep it moving. Focus, focus, focus. You become so immersed in what you're doing that you don't have time for all that stuff.
Yeah.
And it does not affect you really unless you let it, unless you focus on it. It's really just that simple. Now, this is a public competitive thing, and now we have social media, so opinions can be given and so forth.
Yeah.
You've got to focus on the work, all right? Like I'll make a real quick football analogy before we wrap it up.
Go ahead.
A friend of mine gave me a book, right? It's by Bill Walsh, great 49er head coach, Stanford head coach. And it said, basically, the scoreboard takes care of itself. The meaning in that is grind on the work. Don't think about anything but the work, not the money, not the adulation. Think about the work. Think about the quality of the work. I'm having these parts that I'm getting in with you and in other areas, and they're smaller parts, right? But the one that I spoke of where I stayed locked up in character for 5 hours, that was just my focus.
Yeah.
Whatever the role is, man, I got to pour everything I have into it, man. And people don't realize how intense it is. Oh, and real quick, you had said one word to describe myself. I would say intense.
Okay.
Which, as you know, you're a pretty intense cat. You're pretty, intense can be good and bad.
Yeah.
Right? It's intense. It's not a plus or a minus. It could be really, the highs could be really, really good.
Yeah.
Right? And the lows can be, really, really intense, so to speak. But yeah, I would say that. And I think a lot of that, it really serves you well as an actor, because a lot of times the roles that I get, it's heavy guy, it's enforcer, it's gangster, it's muscle or whatever that may be, so I got to really project this no nonsense, no smiling, shuffling off the buffalo bullshit. I got to be intense and locked in.
And I will touch on that a little bit. That's why when I was writing DallasWood, right, I put you in as Joey F. For a couple of reasons. Because of the Italian heritage, right? I needed a hitter, a goon, a killer. The Black Mogul, I'm running through these DallasWood streets. I need somebody to give somebody an offer they can't refuse.
And to allow you to do your work.
Correct.
Which is a different kind of work.
Correct.
As opposed to the work
right?
That the character Joey has.
You're spot on with that. You're spot on with that.
It's just, you're exposing that side of it. And again, I don't want to get too far into it and give it away. But you're really exposing that side of it. And so, if you can't live that, the best way is to just imagine that you're living it.
Correct.
And what that character would do, in that situation. Obviously they say, hey, man, the best characters are the ones that you can play that are close to home.
Yeah.
Which, okay, yes, I am Italian-American, but I'm not really a goon like these guys in the movie. I'm not really a heavy guy like that. But I got to project that.
Yeah.
So that's where the effort comes in.
But Joey, I'll say this, playing the villain in this game, right? Sure, you're not a goon, but there's a little bit of it in your spirit, right?
Oh, God,
because
no
acting is not pretending. I say that all the time in my social media posts. Acting is not pretending. Acting is getting inside the spirit of the character, right? And letting your spirit come out through that character. And once you understand that, right? Once you really grasp that acting is about getting into the spirit, you can play any role that is given to you.
Which
right?
and honestly, to throw it back to you for a second, that's really kind of where, I see your future, right, is behind it, actually like the character, the Black Mogul.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. He's the guy behind it that's worrying about everything, that's putting everything in motion and putting everything in place. That's his task.
And here's the thing. I'm living it right now.
Oh, yeah, there's no question about it.
I'm living it. With this podcast, I'm living it.
Well, I mean, and I can see it again, man, just in the way that you work and your effort. You're constantly on it, man. Like, you've always been focused ever since I've known you. But, like, it seemed like a couple of months ago, 4 or 5 months ago, or whatever it was, man, like you just went into overdrive.
Yeah. And you know what? I'm going to look at this camera and I say this. If I could just get a solid director of photography with at least 2 to 3 cameras and that's ready to put in some grind, I can make DallasWood eat. We all can eat. It's time. It's really time for us to stop competing with each other, start collaborating with each other. There's enough food on this acting table in DallasWood for all of us to eat, right? So let's put all that stuff behind us and really come together. I got the bomb-ass script. I just need the bodies. And I need a good person that can work this device in front of me right now that has 3 of them. So we don't have to shoot the same scene 6 times. We can just use 3 different cameras for 3 different camera angles. Because I've been on the set of The Lioness with Taylor Sheridan, and I see how he works the cameras on the tracks. So that's the level that we're trying to go to here in DallasWood. That's what Joey and I talk about all the time. So we're trying to work with like-minded people here in Dallas, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely.
That understand that vision.
Absolutely.
Right?
And as you know, because I had sent you a movie, I said, hey, this might have been, a year ago or so, but I sent you a movie. I said, Tim, this movie is a single camera shoot, right?
Yeah.
Where it was just, and like you realize it's a single camera shoot and you watch it and you're like, okay, how do they overcome those challenges? Because it had a little bit of action in it.
Right.
There was a little bit of action in it and you can do it. Takes a lot of work, but boy, I tell you what, when you get those different camera angles, that's when you're really able to do the cut twos and make the scenes, have the individual life on the person or event that the camera is on, and then shift from another angle, okay, as you take the viewer through the story.
Yeah. Now, Joey, that's a good point to break because since we're talking about the business, I got to do another side of the business. I got to pay a few sponsors, pay a few bills, right?
Right on.
So what we're going to do now, guys, we're going to recognize a few sponsors for the Rise of the Black Mogul podcast. The first sponsor I'm going to recognize is Miss Linda Ranson. She's the owner and operator of Ladybug Events and Designs. I also want to recognize a sponsor out of my hometown of Saginaw, Michigan, Mr. Alonzo Betts. He's the general manager and funeral director of Evans and Brown's Funeral Home there in my hometown of Saginaw, Michigan. I got to recognize someone local too. My man, Mr. Danny Smith. He's the owner and operator of North Texas Cuts and Blade Smith Barber College in Denton, Texas, where I get these fresh haircuts from. Last but not least, I want to recognize another person out of Saginaw, Michigan, my cousin, Mr. Quincy Demery, who is the owner and operator of Cozy Cookhouse. And Cozy Cookhouse motto is, where comfort meets flavor, one bite at a time. So with that said, we'll take a quick break and we'll be back in 2 minutes. All right, everybody, we're back. We had to take a quick break, take care of a few sponsors. That's how we keep the money rolling in. See, guys, acting, when you want to be a mogul or producer, whatever, you got to get some capital somewhere, right? So, one of the things that I was able to be blessed with was, to get a bunch of sponsors, some family, some friends, some people I didn't even know, some people from social media that have been helping me along the way. Because like Joey said earlier, right, you see this facade of the Black Mogul on social media, but a lot of people didn't know. From June to October, I'm doing these podcasts without a job, without a 9-to-5. And they were fat fly podcasts too. I didn't miss a beat. Number one, I give honor to God and his anointing. And number two, I give honor to the people that actually saw the value in what I was doing. And JC was one of those people. So JC, let's get back into it, man. Ghostwriter.
Yes.
I know you cannot talk about a lot when it comes to that, but just tell the people a little bit about what it is and what you're trying to do with that particular project.
Well, and I think that it's important to talk about the premise.
Mm-hmm.
And the premise of Ghostwriter is ghostwriting in the rap game. This is generally frowned upon by quote unquote real MCs. You're a real MC, you write your own stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, you write your own stuff and you perform it. However, I think we all know, right? Dionne Warwick, Do You Know the Way to San Jose? That was written by Burt Bacharach, but I don't want to hear Burt sing it. I want to hear Dionne sing it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Rap has generally been different, and it's a real source of contention, right? Like, guys don't, like, if a rumor ever gets out that somebody was aided with writing their lyrics, if they didn't do it, man, you're talking about a fist fight.
Not necessarily, though.
Okay. It's not like with the Rakim and the Search thing, which I don't really want to go into.
Let's go deeper than that. Let's go back to Eazy-E and Ice Cube.
Well, yeah, but see, the thing is...
Eazy said, hold on, Joe. Eazy said, Ice Cube writes the rhymes that I say. So, but I hear you, though.
Again,
but I hear you.
It's becoming more of a thing. And ghostwriting actually... And I don't want to get too much of it to get too far into it.
Yeah.
But ghostwriting actually started with the first major rap single to ever cross over in the United States, Rapper's Delight. There is rap purists listen to Rapper's Delight, and it's really not very good.
Yeah.
But there is one verse, all right, where the guy, I'm the CASNOVA, okay, that Hank got from a guy named Grandmaster Casanova. And it's you see that, and then for years after that, right, pretty much 99% of people wrote their own stuff. And so this kind of goes through that and talks about the staunch nature of MCs wanting to write their own stuff and being ready to quote unquote die on that hill. Right. And then others that say, look, I can really write this stuff, but I don't have the look for it. Or hint, maybe I'm a little old to be out performing, but I can still really write this stuff.
Or I ain't got the flow.
Do I want to, as an MC, use some stuff? You would wrestle with that as an MC. So it kind of goes through that whole process of cats that are kind of up and coming, and the whole stigma of having a ghostwriter and being a rapper. And it talks about saying, well, maybe it's not such a stigma. If some of the lyrics are really, really good and the guy's not going to use them and he's willing to allow you to use them, and it enhances your product, and everybody, as you said, eats, makes a little bit of bread, then that's how you win. But it's going to be a short film, and like I said, it's going to come out subsequent to, like, probably once we get DallasWood done, I'll be in casting mode, for that. I'm already working on it now. And DallasWood will get its love and get its traction. And then this won't be an offshoot of that, but there'll be a few common characters in it.
It'll be a part of the DallasWood universe.
Namely, my man is going to kind of reprise his role of the Black Mogul in Ghost Rider. But I just think it's an issue that I think there's enough content there, and it's enough of a hot button that I think it could be pretty good.
Now, JC, I got to admit something, right? Ever since I used to watch Too Short back in the day, Yo MTV Raps, Rap City, The Basement, we're kind of giving an
106
homage.
and Park, right?
106, and, but really, The Box, remember The Box?
Of course.
Right? I've always wanted to rap, but I just couldn't write rhymes. So if there's a part in Ghost Rider where the Black Mogul can rap and you write the rhymes, I will spit some bars.
I think,
Joey, I will spit some bars. You feel me?
I think that the Black Mogul, while he is a fan of rap, he is far too busy to entertain childish games, as he says.
He might spit a few bars, man.
Hey, man, I don't doubt that you could do it. But again, for everybody, everybody could kind of stay in their lane.
All right.
Because it's not a knock on you. It's just that it's so sacred. The writing of rhymes and the whole concept of being a ghostwriter and having a ghostwriter. All that stuff is very, very intense. Yeah. There's a lot that kind of goes into it in terms of a lot of feelings come out.
But Joey, listen. Cruising down the street in my 6'4".
Well, you got the voice. There ain't no doubt about that.
Cruising. I could do it.
Yeah, you got the voice. There ain't no doubt about that. You got the voice for it, and you could do it. It's just, I just think of the Black Mogul, man, with like Bill Walsh said in his book, the guy that's got papers all over his desk, working on a million projects, and you look and you say, what, this guy's a madman, but he's grinding on it.
Yeah.
And every single second he's trying to make count.
Yeah. So, JC, let's talk about this for a second. I think this is going to be good. This is my 7th podcast, right? My 7th episode. So some former episodes, I had some male rappers on, right? Some guys, and we talked about the top 5 MCs, right? I had a female rapper on my show, episode 6, and her and I discussed the top 5 female MCs.
I see where this is going.
So, you're my first white MC.
I'm kind of an off-white.
All right.
Olive, slightly.
Bone. Right? Okay.
There you go.
So we're going to talk about who are your top 5 white MCs and why. I'm going to let you go first, and I'm going to give my top 5 white MCs and why. So go ahead.
It's
no particular order.
No, I love doing lists.
Yeah.
Okay, it's fun. We do it in football and just anything that you can kind of compare and contrast.
Yeah.
I had never really given this that much thought, but if I'm gonna go top 5, of course, one is Marshall, one is Eminem,
from the
Detroit kid. He's the clear number 1.
What up, though?
And he's number 1 on a lot of people's overall list as well. I would say number 2, without a doubt, is Jack Harlow. I'm impressed with him. I've heard about it. Like, who's he? I kind of dismissed it. Then I heard him, and I was like, in Detroit, as a matter of fact. Yeah. I heard him do the Thanksgiving show in Detroit at halftime of the Lions game. Yeah. And I'm like, okay. But this kid is nice. Yeah. He is a really good MC. Third, I would say the late MCA from the Beastie Boys.
Okay.
The one that passed away.
Okay.
He's got with him, it's not so much lyrics, it's he's got kind of a phonetic, bouncy flow. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Okay. And he's got kind of that raspy voice a little bit.
Tie over now.
Like MCA was definitely a cool character in that group.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's 3. So 4, and I would say these guys are kind of interchangeable, but you got Pimp Minister Pete Nice and MC Search from Third Base.
Okay.
So I'll put Search in the 4 hole. And 5th, you're gonna have to go back a little bit on this one. Yeah. This guy didn't really gain traction, but I think I feel like he was a good MC.
Yeah.
Bubba Sparks. I think I was impressed with him. And I mean, and this is 20 some odd years ago, 20 years ago or whatever, when back in the mud again. Like, then that's a good joint.
I forgot about Bubba.
That's a good joint, man. I would put him fifth. Yeah. And that's no disrespect to Yellow Wolf or any of these other cats.
Yeah.
That's my top five. And there's, as you can see, there's a few of them with MCA and searching them for back in the day.
Yeah.
Emma's still bumping around.
Yeah.
Jack Harlow, probably the most prominent now, although he's super talented cat that's branching into acting. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? There's another parallel there. So those would be my top five.
Okay, I got you. So here am I. So we got some overlap, right?
Oh, yeah.
But I'm going to go 5-1.
Okay.
I put mine in order. My number 5, the 5-hole position for me, I went Paul Wall from H-Town.
Can I redo my list?
No. I went Paul Wall.
Can I please redo my list?
Hey, I get down with Paul Wall.
Please redo my list? I cannot believe I left off Paul Wall.
And here's why. I went with Paul Wall.
I'm sorry, Search, you're out. Paul Wall's in.
No, keep Search. Hold on. I went Paul Wall because he's a major influence in Southern hip-hop.
Oh, no doubt.
Major
Hugh
influence,
Stone.
Right?
No doubt.
And he has strong lyricism, too. Now, number 4, I put in...
Hold on. I pay homage to Paul Wall in the song you're about to see.
All right, we'll talk about that. Number 4, I went MC Search. I could flip him and Paul Wall.
Right.
You could flip him.
I think Paul's better than Search.
Yeah. And I said MC Search, third base, if you remember third base, right? His sharp lyricism.
Revolutionary at the time, a little bit.
His punchlines, right? Now, we had Lap over there. We had Lap over with, I said, the Beastie Boys, but I went with Ad Rock and Mike D.
That dude's good, too.
I just went with those two.
He's good, too.
Right? They were pioneers in the game.
Yeah, they were characters, man. Those guys are characters. They're really talented musicians, too, actually.
Now, number 2 hole, I went with Mac Miller.
Jeez, man, I left off Mac and Paul Wall.
Mac Miller, if you listen to his album,
I can't believe I did that.
He got that one song. He said,
I needed more time to work on that list.
Ooh, man, that song be jammed.
You're right. He's a good one.
And of course, I had to go to the crib. I had to go Eminem, right? Eminem he's an assassin, man.
He's a rapper's rapper. He's a wordsmith.
Yeah, man.
Rappers look at him and love him.
Yeah, when he went toe to toe with Jay-Z on that song "Lyrical Exercise" and Renegade. I mean Renegade, right? I'm a renegade. And Jay-Z ain't messed with M since.
I trip out on people who like Lose Yourself but don't like Godzilla.
Right.
I'm like, okay. Yeah. It's not even close. His early stuff is not anywhere near as good as his follow-up stuff, in my opinion. Yeah. His early stuff put him on the map. I didn't really care for it. But then his follow-up and it was brilliant. He's undeniable. The guy is unbelievable.
Like my boy Jalen Rose used to say about Juwan Howard, be a tactician in the paint. Man, Eminem was a tactician on the bars, man. He will tear you up if you're not careful. Because you'll be like, oh, this little white dude can't rap. Whatever. I mean,
he's universally respected and came up the hard way, battle rapping. That's the original way. That's how he came up. So he had his baptism by fire, and he came through like super glue.
So listen, right? The movie 8 Mile, right? When they were in that place rapping, there was actually a spot, and shout out to the crib, right? There's actually a spot in Hamtramck where that used to take place. So you would see all those guys in Hamtramck at that little spot rapping. And if you know anything about Detroit and Hamtramck, right, it's a Polish area, right? A lot of Polish people. But in the middle of a Polish community, JC, and you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely.
There's an underground hip-hop battle rap club. You feel me? This is back in the 99, 2000s.
Right around when 8 Mile came out.
Yeah. This just happened.
That's real dope right there. That's awesome.
JC, let's talk about your music a little bit. If you had to put a label on your music, right? You had to put it in a genre of rap or genre of hip hop. How would you categorize it?
for it's about the come up, the grind, the suffering, and then the victory.
Mm.
You know, it's this.
That's what's up, man.
Well, this joint in particular is verse 1 is the come up.
Yeah.
Verse 2 is the hold down.
Yeah.
Verse 3 is the floss and flex and play your advantage once you get there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Staying on top in that.
Yeah.
And so it's dirty, grimy.
Yeah.
There's totally an element of gangster rap in it because that's really not necessarily that I've been a gangster type in my life, but that's really what I colloquialize about.
Yeah.
You know, like Antoine Fuqua makes a lot of movies.
Mm-hmm.
Some guys specialize in gangster movies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Hugh Grant, somebody like that, they're going to do a rom-com.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Stallone, Pacino, and all, those guys are probably going to do gangster stuff.
Yeah.
Although they can do other stuff, they're going to do gangster stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's kind of, where I fit in it, in terms of, I do pull on my experience, coming up, actually working in the trap house at one point in time, actually doing some collecting, but not a full-time gangster and certainly not a gangster now, all right, or a gangster of note back then. But those things make sense to me, and in terms of, being able to bring them to life in words. A lot of it is it's grimy, and then it's kind of the floss, which is the party, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The enjoying the success kind of a thing.
And you know what, ladies and gentlemen, that was a part, just to go off tangent a little bit. I left my phone on, Joey. We were doing behind the scenes. My phone just rang, right? But we kept going. That's that professionalism in the game, man. You keep going.
Course.
You don't let distractions distract you, right?
No, you can't.
Can't let them distract you.
You got to pay everything its proper respect.
And JC, I can appreciate you giving, that background on your music, man, because, when you first played the jam for me, right? And I'm like, man, I got to use this in DallasWood. Because just the title first gets you, let's get it. And when you say the first line, you say, bust a nut and let's get it. What? You know what I mean? That just hit me like, whoa.
Well, that was, I'll tell you, we say that in football, we say that in basketball, we say that in life.
Yeah.
About 8 or 9 years ago, and this was kind of the seed that was planted in my mind. If you remember Creed, right? I want to say it might have even been Creed 3, actually, right? Where they square off, right? And Adonis bangs his gloves together and says, let's get it, right? And so that kind of stuck in my mind, right, in terms of this is kind of a saying that we use when we're getting ready to go to work, when we're getting ready to get it on, so to speak. And so from that, I said, all right, how can I build that into, a guy is in one spot, then he rises because he invokes, let's get it. He himself begins to get it. And then, of course, at the very end, what getting it can get you.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's just about effort, man.
Yeah. So let's talk a little bit about the music video, right? And again, thank you for allowing me to be a part of that, man.
Thank you for having me and putting me on like this. I really appreciate it.
So talk about the concept before we show the video. Talk about the concept behind the treatment of the video. What were you trying to accomplish with the music video? And just give your thoughts about that before we show it before we world premiere to the people.
It's so much like what you're doing in a much smaller form. I'm filling 3 minutes of time in that thing. DallasWood's going to be what, 90 minutes probably?
No, I'm going to do, like I said, I got 13 episodes. So they're going to be 40.
I'm sorry, my bad.
Yeah, they're going to be
right.
43-minute episodes.
Yeah, you pivoted to the series.
Yeah.
Which that gives you a chance to tell a more extended story.
Correct.
Which is fantastic. So you're filling 30 minutes, okay, times 13.
Yeah.
All right. So that's a lot to fill. But you still have the same moving parts.
Yeah.
And so what we were really trying to do here is I'm real big on tie-ins, right? And it's to keep a story continuous. It's to maintain a timeline. So you'll see we've got a couple of appearances in the video. One by my distinguished friend here, Mr. McBride, the Black Mogul, as the Black Mogul.
Imagine that.
And my good friend on the Straight No Chaser podcast, the 6'5", 225-pound Darren R. Brown, who is in Ghost Rider as my friend that I played football with, and he has a small part. And of course, the Black Mogul is in Ghost Rider. He's the Black Mogul. I'm going to leave it at that. I don't want to give too much away. So what we're representing here, man, in terms of the video is myself, kind of the tip of the spear, and my support. You know what I'm saying? I got my man, I got my muscle, I got my ace, and then I got the guy that's helping to guide the thing and to make sure everybody gets paid, you know, because he knows people. I can't really, I am one guy making this video, and I want to give a shout out to my man, Brent Skinner, Decomposed Music.
Yeah.
This thing wouldn't exist without him. I didn't have a whole lot of ideas for beats and stuff, and a lot of beats are similar these days, but man, he did a fantastic job and gets so much credit from me in that. I've known the guy for 30 years. But the concept is you have one guy, he's an MC, okay? But in reality, okay, he's got a guy behind him turning the screws on a business tip type level and looking out for him. And then, because it is highly competitive, people are macho and they flex, in theory, he's got his homie who's a big, bad motherfucker that he can trust.
That's about that life.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's almost the Joey Avs.
Yeah.
Right? It's this is, you know, this guy is he's the insurance.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it really does kind of underscore
he can make things messy if they need to get messy.
It really underscores how, like, what you're talking about and the things that you're doing, which makes it a great tie-in, is the dirtiness and griminess of what we're doing. People only see the finished product, right? And there's a lot of series these days that deal with the grimy nature of what goes on behind the scenes of these quote-unquote powerful people. Mobland, Landman, right? Tulsa King, right? It's this is a nation. This is a village, as they say. This is a group, a consortium working to one end.
Yeah, and to your point there about the consortium, right? Shout out to a DallasWood director of photography that helped Joey shoot this. I think he did a fantastic job with the cinematography of the video. Black Magic Productions.
Black Magic, he did do an outstanding job.
Yeah, shout out to him as well, too.
He did an outstanding job. I mean, it's not easy to make me look good.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And hey,
me too, man. You really made me like a boss in that movie. I appreciate that.
He maxed out whatever potential I have.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, and that's his job. Again, it's inner working, man.
Yeah.
You know, it's just to show that, focus on yourself.
Yeah.
But it's good to have your primos. It's good to have your aces.
Yeah.
It's good to have people that you trust and that you respect. And so that's what our relationship was built on when we met, because of the deadlines, because of the waiting, because of the work. It's like, okay, you better be about your shit. You better be about your business. Yeah. But we already know that we are.
Yeah. And
so now we get on to the business of going to work and trying to see if we can help each other out.
And a lot of it too, Joey, why we click so well is we're honest with each other, right? And we're both alphas. I want to say we're both like zebras. And if you know anything about a zebra, right? You ever seen a saddle on a zebra? You ever seen reins in its mouth?
No, I never have.
Never.
Ever.
So two zebras working together, right? That's why we're able to be right here today.
I had an individual that I knew back in the day that he had reclassified what an alpha is to a sigma, which is really more what we are. We have the alpha dominance, but we don't show it just to show it.
Nah, when it comes
out naturally when it's necessary. That's a sigma. Someone that is like that, but really ultimately can work with another quote unquote alpha dominant personality.
Yeah. So Joey, here's what I want you to do. I want you to look right there in that camera in front of you, and I want you to go ahead and world premiere your own music video. Go.
Big ups to Timothy McBride for having me on The Black Mogul. And now, courtesy of The Black Mogul, Joeyflowsa, and my man Brent Skinner with Decomposed Music, this is the world premiere of Let's Get It.
Roll it.
'em up and let's get it. Raise a cup and let's get it. Bust a nut and let's get it. Run amok and let's get it. Pop the truck and let's get it. Mr. Stop real bad, I wanna the streets like a nomad. The story's the same with a no bag. Homeless, jail, toe tag. P.I. on me, I caught no flag. Got it and put it down with that toe drag. Got a pen, put it down on a notepad. I come every hit like I'm go there. Clickbait, I get paid when you listen to no division and commission and no decision. To revisit it is what it is. And I say that it isn't. And somebody said I was missing. They said I was dead. Now I am risen. Like Aerosmith dipping the robber, like Pippin the thug on the mic off the wilds to tipping. It ain't that I'm tripping, I'm like that I'm sipping the battery. And taking ass whippings. So light it up and let's get it. Toss it up and let's get it. Take the bump and let's get it. Touch them up and let's get it. Drop the puck and let's get it. Buckle up and let's get it. Get up in there, let's get it. Wreck the town, let's get it. Whole life going in. I don't know how I'm going out of win. But I'm since I got out the pen. I even looked to try to make amends. I even took the time to count to 10. But the hook of that life is pulling me back in. Most of the block is not gentrified. I'm gonna play cool but not let it slide. I'm gonna stay true, not gonna run and hide. I'm gonna break through to that other side. You come and cut you, chicken fried. Shit is all funny until I ride. It ain't just the money, it's fucking pride. But when I get bloody, grips are tied. Go back to your hood and get laid by your wife. I'm gonna stay focused on me for this life. So light it up and let's get it. Toss it up and let's get it. Take the bump and let's get it. Touch them up and let's get it. Drop the puck and let's get it. Buckle up and let's get it. Get up in there, let's get it. Wreck the town, let's get it. Get in there and fill the arena. Keep them up with just different with tequila. So rich and ferry into my marina. I'm so rich I don't even carry a Nina with COVID exploded. I'm holding my villa. Loaded with soldiers and proper gorillas. No one allowed in without high level clearance. Came out with it and did no different appearance. Some power still spilling out high dollar spirits. Counting and spending with no interference. Step to the plate and get stakes in the mash. Just swing episodes every day and get action. Hot off the corner of field in my city wheel. The feeling heavy when I'm in the building. I can jump, I can stroke, I can catch, throw and run. I got pop most don't even got one.
What?
So light it up and let's get it. Toss it up and let's get it. Take the bump and let's get it. Touch them up and let's get it. Drop the puck and let's get it. Buckle up and let's get it. Get up in there, let's get it. Wreck the town, let's get it.
Man. JC. That was a ticket right there, boy.
Thanks, man. I think, for me, the idea is, as an MC, rule number one in my mind, don't be whack.
Yeah.
Don't say some shit that people can't anticipate you saying.
Yeah.
Don't have any throwaway lines, right? If somebody can see it coming, it's whack.
Yeah.
So you're hypercritical of yourself. And I'll be honest, man, it took me a year and a half to write that joint.
Right.
I'm not as young as I used to be. I'm not as spry,
Yeah.
and just, try to hold to that standard. My goal with this is anything money-wise or anything else like that, recognition, whatever, is a bonus. I played this song for enough people in the industry, and including yourself, that really encouraged me and said, okay, this is suitable. You just want to, everybody wants to be the best they can.
Yeah.
There's such a change, and I'll be brief about this, in style of rap. Okay, when I started out back in the day, it was, when I'm on the mic, it's an ELE, extinction level, eventually.
Yeah.
And you cannot flow like that these days.
Yeah.
If you want to be a cool guy, entertaining white people at a party and getting patted on the head and, you're so talented.
Yeah.
If you want to be that guy, but I had to learn a new style. And I want to give credit to Dope Mac, my nephew.
Yeah.
His joint, You Dig, it totally inspired me. My boy OG Action Jackson, it's going down. That one, he's a Dallas guy, and he's actually my former teammate. And I actually coached Chris. Those guys and other guys phonetically, like listening to, of course, all of the cats that are out right now handling business, but like the late Takeoff, right? Just his phonetics.
Yeah.
The pop, 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 pop.
Yeah.
Words are up to the individual, but all of these and melding all of these styles, and I have a heavy East Coast influence in terms of the way that I rap, but I'm also very dirty and very Southern. You know what I'm saying? And so to get that style and I want to make this reference. LL Cool J did it, and I was so impressed. Did you see that joint he did with Eminem?
Yeah.
Right? Like, he rapped one way, cock strong, half a block long, 5-star hitting harder than King Kong on 357 Breakdown back in the day, 25, whatever, 30 years ago. And then he comes out on this one, you remember the Legend in Leather? And he's got the new style, and I'm just like, I am thoroughly impressed. And, of course, it brought me back to me. Yeah. Because me and him are about the same age.
Yeah, and I can see that. I can see that in the video.
For him to say, all right, man, I'm going to come out, but it's not going to be old style. Yeah. He picked up the new style, man, and threw down. Yeah. It was nice. And so there's a lot of satisfaction to being able to do that. He has no motivation to do that other than his internal motivation saying, hey, I respect the genre. So that made me just respect him anymore. He's a massive Hollywood star. Yeah. What does he have to fool with any of that for? No, it's not fooling with it for him. He loves it, and he paid respect to it. And that Cool J, a lot like Eminem, not stylistically or anything like that, but when he came out, I was like, okay, everybody's hyping it up. Yeah. But then he did his next record, Bad. Yeah. And what I think is the greatest diss track of all time, Mama Said Knock You Out. Yeah. I think that is the greatest diss track of all time. It's a great song, too. Yeah. And I love Kool Moe Dee, who he's cracking in that. Yeah. Kool Moe Dee is one of my idols. Yeah. Right? But,
I like Moe Dee, too. I go to work.
But I had to give Cool J his respect and to see him be able to catch on to the modern style. Yeah. It's like, okay, I'm hopefully on the right track. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
So we got about 30 seconds left, JC. So tell the people, where can they find...
That is unprofessional.
That's all right. Mine went off earlier, so we in the basement, man. It might go off in the basement. We got about 30 seconds left. So where can they find the song? Where can they see the video? How can they get in touch with you if they want to see you perform?
Well, going to re-release it on YouTube. I wanted the exclusivity here so that it could soak in here. But you'll be able to find it on YouTube. It's on Spotify as well. We're looking at some follow-up tracks and so forth down the road, but we're gonna put this one out here on Spotify, which it already is. Yeah. And we're gonna let it percolate and kind of see what happens. Now
you gotta.
And thank you again for being a part of it.
No doubt, man.
Because
thank you for letting me be a part of it.
We had to tell a story in that video because, quite honestly, we couldn't count on a whole gaggle of people to show up. Yeah. All right? Believe me, the remix is going to be a lot different in terms of what you see in the video, but we still told that same story. We still have the tie-in to Ghost Rider and to DallasWood. Yeah. And so, again, we're trying to make a saga here. Yeah. We have music, series, short film, things of that nature where they tie in, and hopefully we try to kind of develop this culture, you know what I'm saying, that myself and you and other people that work with us have, like Darren R. Brown, he's on my Dallas Cowboys podcast, which I'll be doing later today, Straight No Chaser. It's Cowboys pre and post, basically, twice a week, and it's on Pass the Joint podcast and Hoop Jargon Sports Network. Also can find it on YouTube, and we're working a culture here. Yeah. And it really all ties into DallasWood, man. It's so exciting when I think about it because just the inference, and again, I don't want to go too far, just the inference of what DallasWood means. Yeah. Y'all get ready, man. This is interesting beyond belief. This concept of DallasWood.
Tell them we coming. We coming, right? We coming. Let's get it. JC, thank you, my man, for coming through.
Thank you,
ladies
brother.
And gentlemen. That's it. Episode 7, The Rise of the Black Mogul podcast. You just saw my main man, Joeyflowsa, and his world premiere of his video and his song, Let's Get It. And with that said, The Rise of the Black Mogul podcast, where passion meets purpose. The rise begins here. Fade to black.